Hey everybody, it's Jennifer Mitchell Earley, and I help individuals and teams achieve organizational success. And this is Leadership Matters, the raw version. So we're not on set, where the lighting is just the good old outdoors. I'm sitting outside on my front porch, just getting back from a Black Lives Matter protest, which was organized in part by my baby girl. So I'm having a proud mama moment that I'm sharing with you. So I'm not mic'd up, I'm not glammed up, I'm not scripted, it's just off the cuff. So I just want to talk to you about leadership. And leadership, like ministry, starts at home, right? Just like ministry, I'm also a licensed and ordained minister. Ministry, before I have, at least for me, I believe in not touching folks with dirty hands, which simply means that if I'm struggling, I don't like to spew my garbage onto someone else. It's just a respect thing. So I know we all struggle. Nobody walked the earth without sin or blemish but Jesus. Amen. No one has, nor will anyone else. So we all are wrapped in humanity, and therefore we all fall short, right? That's a given. So there's going to be some challenge, some struggle at all times that we are facing. However, I do believe that if you are not in a position to have a clean heart, that you should take that in consideration before you start talking to, spewing on, and laying hands on God's folks. So before I get on the soapbox about that, I just want to say that leadership starts at home, right? How can you run a company or run an organization or a municipality or anything else if your house is out of order, if you can't run your house? So I'm very excited to know that the teachings and the things that I instilled in my daughter, I'm beginning to see, this is just one part, but I'm beginning to see the fruits of my labor as she develops into who she's going to be and what she's been called to do as it relates to her purpose, her divine purpose on this earth. So today I was just excited to be in the midst. I wasn't there as council president of the municipality who adjoins with that school district. I was there as a parent. I was there as a proud parent with this here camera, taking shots and videos that, you'll see. I'll be happy to share with you momentarily. But I just like to see, whenever I can, the footprints in the sand. A lot of times in life you see those things, or at least for me, it's been my experience that I see the footprints in the sand in hindsight, right? You look back and you're like, okay, I see the Lord was with me. Okay, I understand the purpose of that. We don't always have that benefit. But today, I kind of saw like the pieces of this puzzle that we call life, this journey. I started to see some of those things, kind of fall into place. So I told you about my dad. My dad was a 25-year council person, for those people who are just now tuning in. And if so, I want you to like this video. I want you to hit the subscribe button so that you can be a part of our community. And I want you to hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a new video, you'll be the first to know. Okay, but in one of my videos about impactful leadership, I talked about my father being my mentor as it related to my elected life and public sector. What I didn't share was that throughout my father's 25-year journey, the family journeyed along with him, as you know, like campaigning, canvassing the community. I've done all that. Every election day, from the time I was old enough to participate, I worked a poll day. There is no day longer in the world, in history, than an election day. 6:30 to 7:30, ooh-wee, in the rain and everything else, is crazy. I've been doing that for more than half of my life. So, my dad brought us along on the journey, more so me, his spouse, my mom, of course. My brother, I don't know what kind of happened with him. He kind of went in his own direction, and my dad kind of allowed it, more for me. Me and my friends were recruited, and maybe because of the two of us, I'm more like my dad, and my brother is really more like my mother. I was the one who was brought kind of into the political fold. So my dad wrote a newsletter, and of course I had a column in the newsletter. I was voluntold to do the column. It wasn't like I was excited to do the column. It was called Teen Talk with Jennifer Mitchell. And I did the Teen Talk column in his monthly newsletter. As I already said, my father was very dedicated. For 25 years, he provided a newsletter to his community. Very lengthy, condensed, packed with information newsletter. And I had a cameo corner in that where I talked about whatever was going on in my life. I think at that time it probably would have been something about junior high and high school and things that were happening in education. But what I didn't know until I got older, and remember we're talking about the footprints and looking back and taking care of your house, was the first house that he instilled the importance of voting and having a voice in your community and understanding what's going on was his house. Before he talked to the 16,000 other constituents in our community, he talked to us. So we understood. So I was raised that way. I was raised voting. I've been voting since I was of legal age to vote. When I went to college, I got an absentee ballot. I voted every year that I was in college. Nothing separated me from my right to exercise my right to vote. Having a little bit of problems getting these words out today, but I know you guys will bear with me. So anyway, looking back on that time, when my dad asked me if I wanted to run for council in our municipality, I was 24. I'm trying to remember that because it kind of ran into the time that I got married and then had my daughter. And I remember thinking, no thanks. I'm going to take a hard pass on running, because I even knew then, based on all the things that my dad had been through running for his office and then running for other offices, just the mess that could be politics. The dirt that's slung, the things that are said, the friends that really aren't friends, being on the periphery of all of that, I was able to still see, even though I was looking from the outside in, and I could understand the direct impacts to our family, because I was a member of the family and things were discussed around us. So I took all that in. And again, my mother was a 36-year veteran teacher in the school district. I think I shared in a video I'll share later on that she was actually my teacher at one point. So my family was really ingrained in our community. And, both my parents had significant positions of leadership within the community, one in education and one in, municipal government. So, here we talk about those footprints once again. So looking back, I see the footprints, and how he got me was, I was kind of interested in elected office. At the time, I was a manager at a bank, and so I had my degree. I knew a little bit about what was going on because of my dad and because of all the things that he taught us. I came back home and I thought, what the hey? That stipend and extra money, that was a great incentive as well, to be honest. So I ran, and again, politics, making strange bedfellows and all of that. I canvassed the community for the 100th time, it seemed like. I've walked that community so many times in my life. It's amazing when I think about now, just the amount of work my father put in, because there were times that he walked that community by himself, delivering to people's mailboxes and, making a drop of his newsletter and talking to folks. And, sometimes my dad would just walk to see the state of the community. What was it? Were there lots in disarray? Had someone called to complain about something? Walk through the apartment buildings and talk to, the residents there about people loitering and noise ordinances and curfews and all those things that, sometimes we take for granted. I think I'm rocking a bit, so sorry about that. But so anyway, I decided to run. I think I can't remember how old I was. Okay, so I decided to run. I was in my 20s, my late 20s. And, the talk was, Mitch is stupid. Why would he, I'll reposition this. Why would he run his daughter? You can't transfer power. He's gonna, not only is she not gonna win, but he's gonna lose his seat, right? So people that my father counted as a friend, I'll say that his definition of that word is a little different than mine, were the very people who were counting on his demise via his own daughter. I ran. It was grueling. Back then we had pagers, and my house phone would ring, and I knew it was my daddy. I would lay in my bed after work, tired, knowing he wanted to go out in the community. Then my pager would go off, and my pager would go off, and my pager would go off. And I would get up, and I'm glad I did, because I ran. And guess what? In the middle of the night, my daddy called me, and I picked up the phone, and he said, "Hello, councilwoman." And I said, "What? What?" First you're delirious. You got to wake up. I was like, "Daddy, are you for real?" He was like, "Yes, baby, you won." And when I won, I had outseated a 16-year incumbent. I liked that incumbent. I thought he was a decent dude. And I was sad to see him go, but I was happy to be coming in. And I will just say this to all my elected buddies out there. Incumbency does not guarantee re-election. You got to run every time like you want it and like it's the first time. We'll talk about that later. So I ran, and I in that municipality, the way that your terms were allocated was based on the number of votes. So of 4 people, the 2 highest vote getters got 4-year terms. The 2 lowest vote getters got 2-year terms. Your girl got a 4-year term, first time out the gate. And I will tell you, I know now, and I knew then, it's that good Mitchell name. It was all of the hard work that my father had done for years in that community. The name our name was recognized as a name that stood for the people, represented the people, and had the intentions to continue to care for and represent the people and do what we needed to do. So I thank my first municipality. I am a proud member of that community, both as an elected official, as a resident, and as an alumni of the school district. So shout out to Warrensville Heights, Ohio, and the Warrensville Heights Tigers. So today, I got to see the fruits of my labor and the labor of generations. I got to see my baby do what she does best, serve people. My daughter literally and truly has a heart for people. She reminds me so much of my mother. She's sensitive, she is outgoing, she is enthusiastic, and she is conscientious. This new generation is coming up. Y'all better watch out. Y'all better watch out. We, as in the nation, we're not ready. But I'm so excited to see it in motion. So she, along with some of her friends from high school, she is a senior next year, organizes Black Lives Matter protests. It was a good number of people out there. I want to say it's about 100, but you can take a look for yourself. They were registering their peers to vote. They had speakers come from the Bar Association and Black Lives Matter and their peers and community members. It was well attended and well supported. And they just left a moment ago to go to a neighboring community's Black Lives Matter march. And I am just super proud. And I just wanted to share the moment and to encourage everyone to continue the fight, to continue to stand for what's right, no matter how big or how convoluted or how powerful the obstacle appears to be. Together we can overcome everything. And we're looking for we're looking for our leaders to give us direction and to lead, and they're emerging. They are certainly emerging and coming forth and taking their rightful position. And I'm so looking forward to see what the future brings for my daughter and for her friends. I've listened to them plan for the last couple of weeks and make signs and contact local municipalities to make sure that they have security and they have permits and they have everything that they need. And I'm just the follow through. It's awesome.